Hello everyone, we continue to learn magic methods in PHP, and today we explain the magic method called isSet. So the magic method isSet is triggered by calling isSet function, empty function, or when we use the null call ascent operator on inaccessible, protected or private or non-existing properties. Let's look at how it works. For example, create class config and inside create magic method isSet. The method receives one parameter of type string. It's the name of the class property that we need to check using methods isSet, empty or the null call ascent operator. The method must return a boolean value. For simplicity, we'll return always true. Okay, let's add output to know when the method will be called. Then we create the object of the class config. Imagine that we have property debug of class config. Let's check the debug property for existence using the isSet function. Okay, let's run our script in the console and look at the result. We receive the output that is described in magic method isSet of the config class. The same result we receive using the null call ascent operator. Okay, run the script. Let's check the debug property for empty using the empty function. Run the script. So again, the magic method isSet is triggered by calling isSet function, empty function, or when we use the null call ascent operator on inaccessible, protected or private or non-existing properties. Let's consider the magic method isSet in practice and where it may be helpful. Please return to our config class, which represents some application's configuration. Let's say that we have private property config data. This property will contain the application configuration settings we initial in another magic method construct. If you are unfamiliar with this method, please watch my video about it. The construct method is triggered when an instance of the class is created. Let's add three configuration values: database port, database host, and database name. The question may arise as to why we don't create its own property for each config value. Instead, we put them in an array config data. This approach has several advantages. The first is flexibility and extensibility. The config data array can be easily extended with new elements, making it easy to add new settings without changing the class structure. This increases the flexibility and maintainability of the code. The second is simplicity and convenience. Using an array can make the code more compact and readable. You can use the same isSet method for all configuration properties, which makes the code more concise than creating separate methods for each setting. So the isSet magic method allows to check the existence of settings. If we access a property of an object, in our case is setting, and the property exists, then we return true, otherwise false. Let's create an object of the config class and access several properties of this object. Run our script in the console. The database port property exists and is defined. Then do the same with the property database password. The database password property does not exist and is undefined. In this case, the magic method returns false, because we don't have database password in the property config data. So again, it can be useful in some cases, such as when you need to give a custom class control over which properties and consider it to exist or not exist. You can include logic in the set method that checks for the presence of certain properties or reacts to them in a certain way. This can be useful, for example, when working with dynamic data and objects. Everything is simple and clear. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like it. I'll be very pleased. See you in other videos. Bye.